Nestled in the heart of North Africa, Algeria is a country of captivating contrasts and timeless beauty. As Africa's largest nation, Algeria stretches from the sparkling blue shores of the Mediterranean Sea in the north to the sweeping sands of the Sahara Desert in the south. Its landscapes encompass snow-capped mountains, fertile coastal plains, arid deserts, and verdant oases, making it a land of remarkable geographic diversity. Algeria's story is woven from centuries of history. Ancient Berber kingdoms left their mark long ago, followed by Phoenician traders, Roman conquerors, and Arab dynasties. Wandering through Algeria, you'll encounter echoes of its past in Roman ruins at Timgad and Jamila, the hilltop Casba of Algiers, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and the intricate architecture of ancient mosques and palaces. The Algerian people reflect a warm fusion of Arab, Berber, and Mediterranean cultures. Hospitality is central to everyday life, where sharing meals, music, and stories builds deep bonds within communities. Algerian cuisine blends the spices and flavors of the Mediterranean and Africa, with dishes like couscous, Mishoui, and sweet pastries tempting every palate. Algiers, the vibrant capital city, sits gracefully along the coast, its whitewashed buildings tumbling down toward the sea. Here, centuries-old markets buzz with life, while modern districts showcase a country looking to the future. Across Algeria, cities like Oran and Constantine pulse with cultural festivals, music, and an enduring spirit of innovation. But perhaps Algeria's greatest treasure lies in its wilderness. The endless dunes of the Sahara, the rugged peaks of the Oasis Mountains, and tranquil oasis towns invite adventurers and dreamers alike. Algeria is a nation shaped by resilience, pride, and hope. A place where tradition and progress walk hand in hand, promising discovery at every turn. Nestled within the vast, rolling sands of the Sahara Desert lies Ghardaïa, a town whose beauty and heritage have captivated travelers and historians alike for centuries. Ghardaïa is not only the administrative center of its valley, but also the spiritual and architectural heart of the Mzab region, a place where tradition and innovation blend seamlessly, creating an urban landscape that's both functional and strikingly unique. Upon approaching the town, the eye is met by an awe-inspiring panorama. Rising from the ochre desert, Ghardaïa's clustered adobe houses appear as if sculpted directly from the earth itself. The city's skyline is punctuated by minarets, domes, and the iconic fortress-like mosques that stand as silent sentinels over labyrinthine neighborhoods. This ingenious system of construction, perfected over centuries by the Abadi Berber inhabitants, not only helps the town blend harmoniously with its arid surroundings, but also keeps the interiors cool amid the desert heat. The thick mud-bricked walls, whitewashed facades, and narrow shaded alleys create an intricate maze, designed to shelter its residents from scorching sun and swirling sands. Ghardaïa is the largest of the 5 towns that make up the ancient Mzab pentapolis. Each town, El Atiouf, Beni Isgouen, Melika, Bou Noura, and Ghardaïa itself, was established between the 11th and 14th centuries, forming a confederation that thrived in the Sahara's unforgiving climate. Their carefully planned urban layouts reflect egalitarian principles and communal values. Each KSR, or fortified town, is shaped around a central mosque whose minaret often serves multiple roles, acting as a watchtower as well as a place of worship. Circular streets spiral outward from the mosque, ensuring that every corner of the settlement has equal access to communal resources. Walking through Ghardaïa, one is immersed in a world where daily life still follows ancient rhythms. The crowded markets, or souks, burst with the colors and scents of spices, dates, and woven textiles. Local artisans, heirs to centuries-old traditions, display their wares. Hand-woven carpets, intricate silver jewelry, and distinctive pottery. These crafts are not mere souvenirs. They are tangible expressions of the community's rich history and beliefs, often featuring motifs and symbols with deep significance to the Mezabite people. Beyond its architecture and artisanal heritage, Ghardaïa remains fiercely protective of its culture. The Abadi faith, practiced by the majority, emphasizes simplicity, humility, and community. Traditional dress is still prevalent, with men wearing long overgarments and women donning the elegant haik, a billowing white wrap that preserves privacy and modesty. Social gatherings, religious ceremonies, and family rituals all play out according to customs passed down through generations, creating a living link to the past in an increasingly globalized world. A marvel of sustainable architecture, Ghardaïa's ingenious water management system is also noteworthy. The town's ancient fogaras, or underground channels, ingeniously draw groundwater to irrigate palm groves and sustain agriculture. Rows of date palms, their emerald crowns a stark contrast to the desert's monotones, are both a vital resource and a symbol of resilience. These oases not only provide sustenance, but create microclimates that allow life to flourish where it otherwise would not. In 1982, Ghardaïa and the other towns of the Mzab Valley were recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a testament to their universal value and the need for preservation. Today, while modernity inevitably exerts its influence, the people of Ghardaïa continue to guard their heritage with quiet pride, opening their doors to visitors who come not merely to witness the remarkable architecture, but to glimpse a way of life that endures amidst the timeless sands of the Sahara. On the shimmering coast of Algeria, nestled where the rolling mountains gently touch the vast blue Mediterranean, lies Tipaza, an extraordinary testament to ancient civilization. Here, centuries seem to blend seamlessly as sunlit waves break against the remnants of a once thriving Roman town. Tipaza is not just a destination, it is an evocative journey through time and nature, where monumental ruins rise above lush hills, and the mighty ocean whispers the tales of empires long past. Arriving at Tipaza, you are first struck by the breathtaking panorama. The deep green of the Tel Atlas Mountains stretches towards the horizon, while the dazzling blue waters of the Mediterranean extend into infinity. The ruins themselves are set on a gentle slope, commanding views that, thousands of years ago, would have thrilled Roman dignitaries, merchants, and travelers. It is easy, standing among these stones, to imagine the city in its prime, its amphitheater alive with voices, streets bustling with commerce, and the harbor welcoming ships from across the empire. Established by the Phoenicians and later expanded by the Romans in the 1st century AD, Tipaza grew into a vibrant military and commercial outpost. The Roman vision for the city was ambitious, leveraging its strategic position along trade routes and the fertility of the surrounding lands. Over time, Tipaza became famous for its prosperity, with public baths, temples, and villas rising alongside bustling markets. Today, the foundations and columns of this golden age remain, weathered by centuries, yet imbued with a haunting majesty. One of the finest remnants is the Grand Basilica, one of the largest in North Africa. Only its powerful skeleton persists, open to the sky, but the scale is unmistakable. Walk through the worn pillars, and you'll sense the echoes of prayers and ceremonies that once filled these halls. Nearby, the amphitheater emerges from the earth, its semicircular rows of stone seats gazing towards a stage where drama, music, and spectacle entertained and united the ancient community. When the Mediterranean breeze sweeps through, rustling the wildflowers that grow between stones, it carries with it the ghostly applause of lost centuries. The city's port, now a quiet cove, once bustled with Roman ships unloading olive oil, wines, and exotic goods from distant lands. Coastal warehouses, now sun-dappled ruins, once held treasures from across the empire. Walking the remnants of the Roman Forum, you are surrounded by fractured columns and mosaics glimpsed beneath layers of earth, each with its own story to tell. Nature, too, has left its mark on Tipaza. Over centuries, the mountains and ocean have sheltered the city, shaping both its fortunes and its ruins. Birds soar above the site, their cries echoing across the cliffs, while hardy shrubs and fragrant Mediterranean pines intertwine with the stone. In the distance, the mountains cast their green shadow, a stark contrast to the pale sun-baked remnants below. The ever-changing ocean, by turns calm and storm-lashed, frames it all with endless blue. Tipaza's appeal lies not only in its splendid ruins, but also in the atmosphere, an intoxicating blend of history, nature, and myth. This is a place where Julius Caesar's legions once trod, where Berber and Roman cultures mingled, and where St. Augustine is believed to have walked among the faithful. Over time, successive civilizations have left their mark. Byzantine, Vandal, and more recently, the enduring presence of modern Algeria. Today, as the sunlight fades and the sky turns golden, Tipaza stands silent yet alive. The mountains watch over ancient columns, and the ocean whispers beneath ageless cliffs. To stand in Tipaza is to be enveloped by a sense of timelessness, a reminder that while empires rise and fall, the beauty of land and sea endures, carrying history into the future with every wave and every wind that passes over these extraordinary ruins. Couscous stands as a symbol of Algeria's rich culinary heritage, a dish that transcends the boundaries of the kitchen, bringing families and communities together in celebration. At its heart, couscous is a marvel of simplicity. Tiny grains of semolina wheat, rolled by hand until light and airy, then steamed to delicate perfection. The method is time-honored, passed down through generations, and each grain tells the story of patience and tradition. Traditionally, Algerian couscous is served with either tender lamb or flavorful chicken, a testament to the abundance of livestock in the region's fertile highlands. The meat is often simmered slowly in a fragrant broth infused with warm spices, coriander, cumin, cinnamon, and saffron, creating a deeply aromatic base that permeates every bite. Accompanying the meat, an array of colorful vegetables brings both color and nutrition to the dish. Carrots, zucchini, chickpeas, turnips, and sweet pumpkin are commonly added, absorbing the sumptuous flavors of the broth and complementing the lightness of the couscous. The preparation of couscous is more than just a recipe, it's an event. In Algerian homes, mothers and grandmothers gather in the early morning, rolling and steaming the grains, preparing the meats, chopping and seasoning the vegetables. The blend of spices fills the air, and laughter intertwines with the sounds of sizzling pots. When the dish is ready, it is piled high on a communal platter, the lamb or chicken set at the center and the couscous forming a golden ring around it. Vegetables are arranged in a vivid mosaic, while a ladle full of broth ensures that every spoonful is bursting with flavor. Sharing couscous in Algeria is an act of unity and hospitality. Whether at family gatherings, community festivals, or religious celebrations, the dish serves as a generous gesture of welcome. It's not just about sustenance, it's about connection. The hands that prepared it, the stories exchanged over each meal, and the memories forged around the table. Equally beloved, yet strikingly different, is chakchouka, also known as shakshuka. This is Algeria's gift to breakfast lovers, a dish that wakes the senses and comforts the soul. It begins with a base of tomatoes cooked down to a rich, tangy sauce, coaxed to life with onions, garlic, and peppers. Green, red, and sometimes even fiery hot. The vegetables are spiced with a blend unique to each cook, but paprika, cumin, and harissa paste are never far away. As the ingredients meld and the kitchen fills with warmth, fresh eggs are cracked into the bubbling sauce. The whites set gently, while the yolks remain luscious and golden, ready to be scooped up with crusty bread. Chakchouka is a dish that is as beautiful as it is simple. Each spoonful blends the vegetal sweetness of tomatoes and peppers with the richness of eggs and the gentle heat of spices. It's a meal designed to be shared, a centerpiece for a leisurely brunch, or a quick, nourishing supper at the end of a long day. Both couscous and chakchouka offer a window into Algeria's vibrant culinary world. They reveal how simple ingredients, combined with care, tradition, and imagination, can become something extraordinary. The stories behind these dishes speak to hospitality, resourcefulness, and a love for gathering around the table. Whether savoring couscous at a festive gathering or enjoying chakchouka as the morning sun streams in, Algerian cuisine invites us to pause, taste, and connect with each other and with the centuries of history that season every bite. Nestled along the sparkling shores of the Mediterranean, Oran stands as a vibrant testament to the rich tapestry of cultures and histories that have shaped it over the centuries. This bustling Algerian port city, often called the Radiant, is renowned for its unmistakable rhythm. A rhythm woven from the strums of Andalusian guitars, the clatter of bustling markets, and the gentle lapping of waves against its storied harbor. Oran's story can be traced back to the 10th century, founded by Andalusian traders and Berber warriors. Its strategic location quickly attracted the attention of empires and explorers alike. As centuries passed, the city became a crossroads for Phoenicians, Romans, Arabs, Ottomans, and French. A place where East met West and cultures unwittingly mingled. Each of these civilizations left a distinct imprint, especially noticeable in Oran's eclectic architecture and artistic traditions. Walking through Oran's labyrinthine streets, one is greeted with a breathtaking mosaic of colonial buildings adorned with ornate balconies, colorful facades, and sweeping arches. The city's downtown district hums with energy amid grand boulevards lined with palm trees and the echoes of history reverberating from the stonework all around. The Place du 1er Novembre, the heart of Oran, draws both locals and visitors to its stately arcades, bustling cafes, and lively public spaces. Close by, the neo-Moorish City Hall towers over the square, a testament to the blend of styles that define Oran. But the true soul of Oran pulses in its music. As the birthplace of Rai, a genre that fuses traditional Andalusian melodies with jazz, rock, and even reggae, Oran has served as a crucible of creative expression. In lively nightclubs and open-air squares, melodies float through the warm air while dancers move with effortless grace. Rai's lyrics, often tackling themes of love, social struggle, and freedom, reflect the hopes and stories of generations. Legendary musicians like Cheb Khaled and Cheb Mami, whose voices have carried the spirit of Oran far beyond Algeria's borders, once cut their teeth in the city's smoky bars and intimate gatherings. Yet Andalusian influence runs deeper still. The lush, intricate music known as Garnati and the equally mesmerizing Tlemcen-style Andalusian classical music find a cherished home in Oran's conservatories and family celebrations. Passed down through the generations, these traditions preserve the poetic verses and emotive harmonies that traveled here centuries ago, a living tribute to the city's Spanish heritage. Oran's daily life is an animated blend of old and new. Fishing boats and ferries glide across the Barks Basin, while tech startups and artists animate the city's growing creative districts. Markets teem with the aroma of spices, the chatter of merchants, and the bright colors of local crafts. The Casba, sitting high atop a rocky hill, offers panoramic views of the city and the sea beyond, a reminder of the centuries that watched over this gateway between Africa and Europe. Culinary traditions are equally rich. Seafood platters, fragrant couscous, and sweet pastries mix Moorish, French, and Maghrebi flavors, offering a feast for the senses at tables both grand and humble. In the evenings, as the sun sets behind the historic fort of Santa Cruz and the city lights flicker to life, Oran comes alive in a shimmering display of color, music, and laughter. To visit Oran is to experience a city eternally in motion, a place where every alleyway holds a story, every building echoes the past, and every note of music carries the promise of tomorrow. It is a radiant port where Andalusian music, colonial architecture, and Mediterranean spirit combine, inviting the world to linger, listen, and join in the dance. Perched high above the bustling cityscape of Algiers, the striking silhouette of Notradam Dafri commands attention. A masterpiece of architectural splendor watching over the turquoise waters of the Mediterranean Sea. This basilica, both a spiritual sanctuary and a testament to the fusion of cultures, tells a story that transcends bricks and mortar. A tale of faith, artistry, and history intertwined atop the cliffs of Algeria. The origins of Notradam Dafri trace back to the mid-19th century, a period of profound transformation in North Africa. French colonists, eager to establish a symbol of Christian faith in a predominantly Muslim land, envisioned a church that would mirror the grand cathedrals of Europe, yet take root on Algerian soil. Construction began in 1858 under the guidance of architect Jean-Eugène Fromageau. What emerged over the next 14 years was nothing short of extraordinary, a blend of Byzantine and Romanesque revival styles, uniquely adapted to its African context. As you approach Notradam Dafri, the journey becomes almost a pilgrimage. Winding roads carve upward through verdant hillsides, each turn unveiling panoramas of the shimmering Mediterranean below. The basilica itself, crowned with a grand dome and flanked by soaring towers, appears like a guardian of the coast, its pale stone facade gleaming under the sun. The exterior is rich with detail, gentle arches and intricate mosaics giving a sense of both grandeur and serenity. Stepping inside, one is greeted by an atmosphere at once peaceful and awe-inspiring. Rays of light filter through colorful stained glass windows, casting vibrant patterns across the marble floor. The nave is adorned with elaborate frescoes, each telling stories drawn from Christian tradition, yet also subtly infused with North African artistry. Arabic script joins Latin prayers along the walls, a harmonious nod to the entwined histories and shared hopes of Muslims and Christians alike. An inscription above the altar captures the spirit of the basilica. Our Lady of Africa, pray for us and for the Muslims. In a land shaped by centuries of religious diversity, this simple phrase speaks volumes. Notradam Dafri has long been more than just a church for the city's Catholic minority. It has become a symbol of unity, coexistence, and compassion. Pilgrims from all walks of life, faiths, and backgrounds are drawn to its sanctuary, each finding something uniquely meaningful within its quiet halls. The basilica's significance reaches beyond the spiritual. It is an enduring icon in the cultural landscape of Algiers, attracting visitors from around the world with its unique architecture and breathtaking views. From its terrace, the city sprawls below, a vibrant tapestry of old French boulevards, whitewashed buildings, and bustling markets. Beyond lies the Mediterranean, its azure waters stretching to the horizon, a reminder of the openness and resilience of this coastal land. Notradam Dafri has weathered storms both literal and figurative. Through earthquakes, wars, and decades of social change, it has remained steadfast, its doors open to all who seek solace, reflection, or simply a moment of quiet beauty. Restoration efforts in recent years have breathed new life into its sacred spaces, ensuring that future generations will continue to marvel at its wonders. In the golden light of sunset, as the call to prayer drifts across the city and mingles with the basilica's pealing bells, Notradam Dafri stands as a beacon, a testimony of hope and harmony on the edge of two worlds. It invites us to look beyond differences, to celebrate heritage, and to find peace in the enduring bonds that unite humanity. Here, overlooking the sea, faith and history converge, casting timeless reflections across the sands of Algiers. At the edge of North Africa, where the land tumbles away from crowded cities and cultivated fields, lies an extraordinary threshold, one that marks the gateway to the majestic Sahara. Here, the pulse of modern life slows, replaced by the silent promise of the world's greatest desert. This is the start of an adventure, a portal into landscapes painted in vivid golds and reds, where the earth meets the infinite sky. Approaching the boundary of the Sahara, the transformation is gradual yet profound. Villages adorned with adobe walls and date palms begin to dot the horizon, and the bustle of marketplaces gives way to open stretches of sand and rock. The air changes too, dry, tinged with a unique sun-baked fragrance. Oases appear like scattered emeralds, clusters of life nestled against a backdrop of amber dunes, their waters sustaining date groves and families who have thrived here for centuries. For centuries, these gateways, whether in Morocco's Merzouga, Tunisia's Daouz, or Egypt's Siwa oasis, have welcomed travelers, traders, and explorers into the heart of the unknown. Such places are more than just physical entrances. They are cultural crossroads, where Berber, Tuareg, and Bedouin traditions intermingle with the stories and dreams of those who pass through. Hospitality here is legendary, rooted in the ancient customs of the desert. Hot mint tea is poured as a sign of welcome, its sweetness offering comfort against the arid backdrop. Once you step past the last outpost, the vastness of the Sahara unveils itself. The world unfurls into a canvas of ever-shifting sand seas, dunes undulating like waves, painted in shades that change with the angle of the sun. Wind-carved formations, rocky plateaus, and salt flats stretch as far as the eye can see. There's an undeniable majesty here, a stillness that carries both the weight of history and the lightness of endless possibility. The Sahara is not a lifeless world. Each dawn brings fresh wonders. The delicate tracks of fennec foxes winding over the sand, the chirp of a lone desert sparrow, the sudden bloom of a desert flower catching the morning light. Camels, known as the ships of the desert, trudge steadily along time-worn caravan routes, their silhouettes merging with the dunes. It is a landscape shaped not only by natural forces, but also by the resilience and ingenuity of its people. Stories abound from the great desert's edge, tales of salt caravans journeying to distant Timbuktu, of silent nights under a sky ablaze with stars, of survival against the odds. The Sahara's vastness is matched only by its capacity to inspire awe and introspection. Here, time seems to flow differently. Days are painted in gold and heat, while nights deliver an exquisite chill, a reminder of the desert's ever-changing face. Travelers who venture to this gateway often speak of transformation. It is a place where the senses awaken, a realm of stark contrasts and profound beauty. In the endless expanse, the mind quiets, absorbed by the simple act of watching the play of shadows over the dunes, or the gradual passage of the sun from zenith to horizon. The desert may seem to erase all but the essential, yet it is precisely in this simplicity that its majesty is revealed. To enter the gateway to the Sahara is to step into a narrative older than civilization itself, a narrative woven from the timeless dance of wind and sand, from the footsteps of travelers past and present, from dreams lost and found beneath a canopy of stars. It is an invitation to understand not only the desert, but perhaps something about ourselves, our yearning for adventure, our quest for connection, and our reverence for all that is wild, untamed, and enduring. Rising above the blue expanse of the Mediterranean, perched on the slopes that look out across the Bay of Algiers, stands one of North Africa's most treasured historic landscapes, the Casba of Algiers. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Casba is not just an ancient city quarter. It is a living labyrinth, a tapestry of history, culture, and daily life woven over centuries. An enduring symbol of Algeria's heart and soul. Entering the Casba, you are immediately swept into a world where time seems to have folded in on itself. Narrow alleys zigzag between centuries-old whitewashed buildings, their weathered facades standing as silent witnesses to the ebb and flow of empires. The tangled, winding streets are lined with intricate mosaics, colorful tiles, and carved wooden doors, each one guarding a history all its own. The air is filled with the fragrances of spice and earth, the distant echo of a call to prayer, and the murmur of voices, of residents, of artisans, of children darting through hidden courtyards. Founded atop the ruins of the ancient Roman city of Icosium, the Casba reached its zenith in the 16th century during the era of Ottoman rule. Its strategic hillside location, commanding views of the bay, and maze-like design were both practical and symbolic, safeguarding the city's inhabitants from invaders. But beyond its defensive purposes, the Casba flourished as a vibrant center of art, scholarship, and commerce. Within these stone walls, scholars translated texts, musicians composed haunting melodies, and master craftsmen perfected their trades, passing skills from one generation to the next. The architecture tells stories of these varied influences, a fusion of Berber, Arab, Ottoman, and even Andalusian elements. Traditional houses, or dar, with their interior courtyards and fountains, provide seclusion and respite from the bustling streets outside. Windows are often latticed, allowing breezes in while keeping the interior hidden from view. Above ground, clusters of domed mosques ascend towards the sky, their slender minarets punctuating the skyline. The Kechawa Mosque, for instance, stands as both a spiritual and architectural centerpiece, its history layered with that of its people. Nearby, the Dar Hassan Pacha recalls the era of Ottoman governors, its grand halls and intricate detailing speaking to the city's cosmopolitan past. Life in the Casba is a communal affair, shaped by the rhythms of tradition and resilience. Markets brim with artisans selling handmade leather goods, jewelry, and ceramics. Bakeries produce the scent of fresh bread, a daily comfort for residents. The beating heart of the Casba is always its people, whose hospitality and pride preserve the spirit of this ancient neighborhood. Yet beyond its daily life, the Casba also stands as a testament to Algeria's struggles and triumphs. During the Algerian War of Independence, its alleyways gave shelter to resistance fighters. Its secret passages outsmarted colonial forces. In this labyrinth, the hopes of a nation found their pulse, each stone carrying the memory of resistance, resilience, and the desire for freedom. Today, Walking through the Casba is to wander through living history. Restoration efforts seek to protect its fragile heritage, balancing the needs of its modern inhabitants with the preservation of a global treasure. UNESCO's recognition honors not only the Casba's unique architecture and urban planning, but also its enduring role as a symbol of Algeria's identity. For every visitor, the Casba offers more than picturesque vistas or architectural marvels. It offers a sense of connection. Here, in the shade of ancient walls, amid the laughter of children and the footsteps of elders, the story of Algiers continues, layered, intricate, and alive, inviting all who enter to lose themselves in its timeless embrace. Rising abruptly from the endless sands of the central Sahara, the Hoggar Mountains offer a landscape both surreal and majestic. Among their rugged peaks and weathered volcanic outcrops lies an experience sought after by adventurers, mystics, and travelers alike, witnessing the sunrise at the legendary Asacreme Plateau. As dawn approaches, the night sky clings fiercely to the world, holding on to its cloak of stars. The air is crisp, surprisingly cool in such an arid land, and each breath carries a sense of anticipation. The Asacreme Plateau, perched high above the sweeping deserts of southern Algeria, waits in near silence. This is a place of solitude, where the wind whispers against stone, and the only sounds are the distant calls of desert wildlife or the shifting of gravel beneath trekking boots. For centuries, the Tuareg people, the blue-clad nobles of the desert, have called these mountains home, moving with the grace of tradition through a landscape marked by both beauty and harshness. In the faint pre-dawn light, little is visible beyond hulking silhouettes, jagged spires and basalt towers, remnants of ancient volcanic eruptions. Some of these peaks soar over 2,000 meters above sea level, and everywhere there is a feeling of the land's timelessness. The mountains bear the memory of eons, their rocks shaped by time, wind, and the patient hand of erosion. At the heart of the Hoggar, Asacreme rises like a citadel, a natural fortress of stone commanding an almost mythic presence. This remote plateau is famous not only for its views but also for its spiritual significance. It was here, in the early 20th century, that Charles de Foucauld, a French hermit and missionary, sought solitude and communion with the vastness of nature. He built a simple stone retreat near the summit, and today, visitors can still find a small hermitage inhabited by monks who uphold his legacy of contemplation and peace. As the horizon brightens, shadows begin to recede. The first colors of day, rose, lavender, and gold, creep along the distant edges of the land, painting the rocks in delicate hues. The transformation is slow, almost imperceptible at first, yet mesmerizing in its inevitability. Each moment brings new details into focus: the sharp ridges of Tahat, the highest peak in Algeria, the labyrinth of valleys and plateaus below, stubborn tufts of desert grass catching the light. The air grows still, charged with the expectation of the coming sun. There is a quiet reverence among those who have made the journey. A handful of travelers standing in awe, the monks in their morning prayers, and the desert itself, waiting to be warmed. And then, as if by divine command, the sun erupts over the edge of the world. Brilliant shafts of light slice through the darkness, igniting the stones, the sands, and the endless horizon in a luminous blaze. For a few fleeting moments, the beauty is overwhelming. The barren, seemingly inhospitable landscape is transformed into a tapestry of color and contrast. Every ridge and pinnacle is illuminated, casting long blue shadows and fiery highlights, creating a sense of motion even in the stillness. The silence is profound, unmarred by the clamor of civilization. Here, visitors find not only a breathtaking view, but also a sense of connection that transcends language or culture. A reminder of the smallness of humanity in the face of nature's grandeur, and the persistent hope that is reborn with every dawn. Experiencing sunrise atop the Asacreme Plateau is more than just witnessing a daily event. It is a moment of reflection and wonder. It's a chance to stand on ancient ground, see the world transformed by light, and feel for an instant the eternal heartbeat of the desert. Stories and photographs can capture pieces of the magic, but it's only here, among the stones, the silence, and the first rays of day, that the true spirit of the Hoggar Mountains reveals itself, timeless and awe-inspiring. Nestled in the heart of Algiers, Ghardaïa is a tranquil oasis that stands as a testament to the harmonious blend of nature and culture. Spanning over 58 hectares, this celebrated botanical garden captivates visitors with its lush landscapes, exotic flora, and atmospheric serenity, making it not only a sanctuary from the bustling city, but also a haven for photographers and filmmakers seeking cinematic inspiration. As you step through the grand gates of Notradam, you're greeted by the gentle rustle of palm fronds and the fragrant aroma of blooming flowers. Sunlight filters through the leafy canopy above, casting dappled shadows along winding paths that beckon you to explore further. The garden itself is thoughtfully divided into distinct sections, each offering its own unique charm. There are elegantly arranged French gardens boasting symmetrical flower beds and ornate fountains, their reflections shimmering in the soft morning light. Nearby, the English gardens offer a more organic feel, with meandering trails surrounded by ancient trees and lush, untamed greenery. One of the garden's crowning jewels is its grand avenue of towering palm trees. Standing beneath their majestic canopy, you can't help but feel a sense of awe at nature's artistry. The avenue's symmetry and scale create a natural corridor that's simply breathtaking when captured on film, turning even a casual stroll into a cinematic experience. For botanists and plant lovers alike, Notradam is a living archive, home to thousands of plant species from across the globe. Giant bamboos sway gently in the breeze, while vibrant clusters of bougainvillea form bursts of color against the deep greens. The Japanese garden section, replete with stone lanterns and serene ponds, offers a meditative space perfect for capturing moments of reflection and tranquility. A walk beside the lily-covered lakes reveals another side of the garden's magic. Here, the still surface mirrors the sky, broken only by the gentle gliding of swans or the occasional leap of fish. Early in the day, mist rises from the water, creating an ethereal atmosphere that enchants both the casual visitor and the skilled filmmaker looking for the perfect shot. Notradam is rich in history, first established in 1832 by French colonists. Over the years, it has served not just as a botanical garden, but also as a center for scientific research and cultural exchange. These layers of history are quietly present in every corner, from the neatly labeled plantings to the weathered statues that dot the grounds. The garden has even served as a backdrop for iconic cinematic moments, perhaps most notably in the classic film The Battle of Algiers, proof of its enduring visual impact. But beyond its picturesque scenery and historic significance, the true allure of Notradam lies in its peaceful ambiance. Time slows down here. The distant hum of the city fades, replaced by birdsong and the gentle gurgle of fountains. People come to read beneath the shade of a sprawling fig tree, to paint, or simply to lose themselves in the beauty that surrounds them. For those with a camera, every path reveals new compositions, soft light streaming through leaves, colorful petals brushing against ancient stone, and tranquil walkways framed perfectly by nature's hand. Whether you're an artist seeking inspiration, a filmmaker searching for the perfect scene, or simply someone in need of a quiet escape, Notradam welcomes you with open arms. Each visit offers a new perspective, a fresh discovery, and an opportunity to see the world through a lens of beauty and calm. Here, creativity flourishes in the embrace of nature, and every moment is touched with cinematic magic. Mishoui and rekta, two iconic dishes from Algeria, stand as powerful symbols of the country's rich culinary heritage, each telling a unique story of tradition, celebration, and community. Their origins are deeply woven into the fabric of Algerian culture, representing not only remarkable flavors, but also cherished customs passed down through generations. Let's begin with Mishoui, a whole lamb, slow roasted to perfection in the traditional Berber style. Mishoui holds a place of honor at large gatherings and celebrations, such as weddings, religious feasts, and family milestones. Its preparation is a communal event, where anticipation and excitement fill the air, and the entire process, from seasoning to serving, becomes a festive ritual. The process starts long before the cooking begins. Selecting the lamb is crucial. Ideally, it should be young and tender. The meat is carefully cleaned, often stuffed with aromatic herbs such as rosemary, thyme, and occasionally garlic or cumin. depending on regional preferences. The outside is generously salted and sometimes rubbed with smen, an aged, clarified butter that imparts a deep, savory flavor. Traditionally, the lamb is roasted whole, either in a clay oven, on a spit over an open flame, or in an underground pit where the firewood, often from olive or almond trees, infuses subtle, smoky undertones. Men gather early in the morning to tend to the fire, turning the lamb slowly to ensure even cooking and preserving the juiciness inside, while the outside crisps to a golden, aromatic finish. The result is meat so tender it falls off the bone, and a crispy, flavorful skin that's eagerly sought after by guests. Mishoui is not just about the food, but about the experience. When ready, it's customarily served on a large platter, with the head often placed at its center as a mark of respect to the guests of honor. The meal is approached without formality. Guests use their hands, sharing laughter and stories, sometimes dipping morsels into bread or seasoning with harissa for added zest. Now let's move to Algiers, where rekta holds a special place, especially during Eid al-Fitr, family celebrations, or when comforting food is called for. Rekta consists of fine, homemade noodles gently layered with chicken and a delicate white sauce subtly flavored with cinnamon and chickpeas. Making rekta noodles by hand is itself a labor of love. The dough, prepared with flour, eggs, a hint of salt and water, is kneaded until smooth, then rolled out thinly and cut into long, slender ribbons. These fresh noodles are spread aside to dry, their texture promising the perfect al dente bite once cooked. For the sauce, pieces of chicken are simmered slowly with onions, cinnamon sticks, chickpeas, and a touch of oil. Unlike the fiery spices found in other North African dishes, rekta sauce is intentionally mild and aromatic, allowing the freshness of the noodles to shine through. Some recipes add a handful of turnip or zucchini for extra depth, but restraint is key, ensuring harmony without overpowering the senses. When it's time to assemble the dish, the noodles are steamed until perfectly tender, then arranged in generous swirls on a large platter, with the fragrant chicken and silky sauce ladled over the top. Each bite is comforting, pleasantly light, and imbued with subtle sweetness from the cinnamon, making rekta a dish that eases both hunger and the soul. Both Mishoui and rekta capture the spirit of Algerian gastronomy, one that celebrates togetherness, hospitality, and timeless tradition. Whether it's the communal cheer around a roasted lamb or the quiet satisfaction of noodles and chicken prepared by loving hands, these dishes bridge past and present, bringing families together around a shared table, one delicious meal at a time. Perched high above the Mediterranean coastline, the Santa Cruz Fort and the Great Mosque of Oran stand as enduring witnesses to centuries of history, conflict, and cultural fusion in Algeria. Imagine winding your way up the serpentine roads leading from the city center of Oran, the bustling port fading behind you. As you ascend, the city's colorful houses give way to rugged cliffs, and soon the formidable silhouette of Santa Cruz Fort looms into view, dominating the skyline atop Mount Merjajo. Constructed in the late 16th century by the Spanish, Santa Cruz Fort was part of a triad of defenses meant to protect Oran from the ever-present threats of piracy and foreign invasion. The thick stone walls, punctuated by watchtowers, recall an age of muskets and cannon fire. Stepping through the ancient gates, the air is thick with the weight of history. A history shaped by shifting empires and local resilience. Inside, vast courtyards offer panoramic views of the sapphire sea below, the city sprawling out in a patchwork of white and ochre. On especially clear days, you can gaze across the water and imagine the ships that once sailed these strategic waters, carrying traders, conquerors, and fortune seekers. Climbing the battlements, the scale of the fort becomes apparent. Enormous cisterns, once used to store precious water for soldiers during long sieges, and sturdy barracks hint at the everyday lives endured within these walls. At the very heart of the complex stands the Chapel of Santa Cruz, built after a devastating cholera epidemic in the 19th century. Its simple white facade offers a poignant contrast to the fort's formidable stonework, symbolizing hope in hardship. But the view from Santa Cruz stretches beyond the fort itself. Sweeping your gaze inland, the city of Oran unfurls. Modern, bustling, yet interwoven with traces of its layered past. Among the city's greatest architectural treasures, none is more remarkable than the Great Mosque of Oran, a testament to centuries of faith and artistic brilliance. Journeying down from the heights of Santa Cruz and into the heart of Oran, the rhythm of urban life pulses around you. Steps away from lively markets and cafes is the Great Mosque, known locally as the Grand Mosque or Jama el-Kabir. Built in the late 18th century, this sacred space embodies a different kind of grandeur, less about defense and more about devotion. Its elegant facade, adorned with intricate tilework and calligraphy, welcomes visitors and worshippers alike. Inside, sunlight filters through ornate windows, illuminating geometric patterns and arabesques that swirl across the walls and ceiling. The cool interior is hushed, the air scented faintly with old wood and incense. Tall columns support graceful arches, guiding the eye toward the mihrab, a beautifully decorated niche that orients prayers toward Mecca. As you wander, the melodic echoes of afternoon recitations underscore the mosque's enduring role as the spiritual heart of Oran. Here, history feels very much alive, woven into daily rituals and communal gatherings. The mosque, having witnessed centuries of change, stands as a symbol of continuity, faith, and the cosmopolitan spirit of the city. From the strategic battlements of Santa Cruz Fort to the peaceful sanctuary of the Great Mosque, a visit to Oran is a journey through time, one that tells the story not only of conflict and conquest, but also of resilience, creativity, and hope. Whether you come for the sweeping vistas, the storied stones, or the vibrant culture, these landmarks invite you to pause, reflect, and connect with a legacy that lives on in every corner of this remarkable city. Perched atop an ancient rocky outcrop in northern Algeria, Nounas is a city where history and ingenuity intertwine above breathtaking chasms. Often referred to as the City of Bridges, Nounas is a marvel of human engineering, its proud silhouette etched against the horizon by a network of spectacular bridges spanning deep, dramatic gorges. Wanderers and dreamers have long been drawn to this city, compelled by both its natural grandeur and its story of connection between people, eras, and landscapes. As sunlight dances across the rugged cliffs, the city's most iconic bridges emerge, their arches and spans gracefully stitching together neighborhoods divided by daunting ravines. Each bridge has its own tale to tell, whispering stories of architects and workers, of eras of conquest and peace, of the daily lives moving across their stones. The Sidi Machid Bridge, perhaps the crown jewel of Nounas, soars 175 meters above the swirling Rumel River below. Opened in the early 20th century, it was once among the highest suspension bridges in the world. Its slender towers, steel cables, and sweeping central span embody the audacity of its creators, who tamed the wild topography to unite the city's upper and lower quarters. To cross the Sidi Machid on foot is to experience a moment suspended between sky and earth, with dizzying vistas revealing both lush riverbanks and the bustling cityscape above. Nearby, the Constantine or Sidi Machid Bridge weaves another chapter into the narrative of innovation. Built at the dawn of the 20th century, this elegant multiple-arch viaduct links two steep plateaus at the western edge of Nounas. Its grandest arch stretches 70 meters and was a marvel of its time, enabling safe passage where before only narrow paths traced the cliffside. As trains and vehicles hum across its expanse, one can't help but be awed by the blend of grace and strength that defines Nounas's bridges. Not far away, the Mela Slimane Bridge, a modern addition with its striking concrete pylons, signals the city's continuing evolution. Built to relieve the strains of growing traffic, it integrates seamlessly with the ancient urban fabric, proving that Nounas remains committed to meeting new challenges with bold solutions. But the bridges are not mere feats of architecture. They are gathering places, watchtowers for the setting sun, and potent symbols of unity. At dusk, residents gather on benches overlooking the gorges, watching the city lights flicker to life below. The bridges illuminated in golden hues that echo centuries of resilience and hope. Nounas's history is inseparable from these spans. Its strategic location made it a coveted bastion for Romans, Byzantines, and Ottomans, each leaving their imprint on the city's ramparts and bridges alike. Remnants of Roman viaducts still peek through more modern constructions, reminding visitors that bridging gorges and disparate cultures has been a persistent theme throughout the city's existence. Beyond their historic and architectural importance, the bridges are woven into the everyday rhythms of city life. Markets flourish in their shadows, the aroma of fresh bread and spices wafting upwards on morning breezes. Children's laughter echoes from walkways, mingling with the calls of hawkers and the hum of traffic. Photographers seek out the shifting light and dramatic perspectives, capturing Nonas's unique beauty from every angle. For the traveler, Nonas kindles a sense of wonder and respect for invention. Standing at the edge of a gorge, peering down hundreds of feet to the river far below, it's easy to understand why the city's bridges inspire awe. They are more than stone, steel, and concrete. They're enduring links between past and future, necessity and artistry, nature and civilization. In Nonas, the city of bridges, each span tells a story, each view invites reflection, and every crossing reaffirms the enduring human drive to connect against all odds. Sweet treats and soulful comfort dishes have a way of bringing people together across cultures, and few examples illustrate this better than Makroud and harira soup, two culinary gems beloved in North African gastronomy. Each dish tells a story, not just of flavors and techniques, but of tradition and the warmth of shared moments. Whether it's a bustling street market or a family table during Ramadan, begin with the enchanting allure of Makroud, a pastry that captures the essence of Marrakesh's winding alleys and Tunis's sunlit bazaars. Imagine trays brimming with these diamond-shaped morsels, their golden crusts hinting at the treasures within. Makroud, at its heart, is a semolina-based pastry, delicately spiced and generously filled with a luscious date paste. Semolina, coarser than regular flour, gives Makroud its distinctive crumbly texture, tender yet satisfyingly substantial. The dates, often mixed with a touch of cinnamon or orange blossom water, bring depth and rich sweetness, creating the perfect counterpart to the subtly nutty pastry. Crafting Makroud is a ritual passed down through generations. The dough is mixed by hand, shaped, and filled with contrasting layers of earthy dates. Each piece is cut into diamonds before being baked or fried until golden, then dipped into honey or a fragrant syrup. This final step ensures every bite delivers a harmonious blend of crunchy, chewy, and syrupy sweetness, pure delight for those with a sweet tooth. In North African street markets, vendors display their Makroud in neat rows, tempting passers-by. Whether enjoyed as a snack, a celebratory dessert, or alongside a steaming cup of mint tea, Makroud is a tribute to simple ingredients transformed through patience and care. But sweetness is only half the story. When day turns to dusk and the evening air cools, another beloved dish comes into focus: harira soup. Where Makroud is a festival of sweetness, harira is deep comfort, a bowl brimming with the soul of Moroccan and Algerian kitchens. Harira is hearty and nourishing, its identity woven from lentils, chickpeas, and tender morsels of lamb or beef. Tomatoes provide a bright tang, while celery, onions, and fresh herbs, parsley and cilantro, layer in aromatic complexity. The soup simmers slowly, allowing all the flavors to meld into something greater than the sum of its parts. What truly enables harira to shine is its role during Ramadan. After a long day of fasting, it's customary for families to gather and break their fast with bowls of this warming soup. The first spoonful, fragrant, spiced, filling, is an invitation to replenish the body and nurture the spirit. It's also a festive staple, beloved far beyond the holy month, enjoyed on chilly evenings, or served to welcome guests with open arms. Harira's unique blend of textures, from tender meat and legumes to the soft thread of noodles often swirled in at the end, embodies comfort. A dish that feels like home, even to those tasting it for the first time. Makroud and harira. One sweet, the other savory, both cherished. Together, they represent a vibrant cuisine and the rituals that make food more than just sustenance. They are as much about memory and connection as they are about taste. The pastries offered from stall to customer, the soup ladled from pot to bowl, each act a gesture of generosity. In every diamond of Makroud and every steaming bowl of harira, there's an invitation to savor, to share, and to celebrate. For street food lovers and home cooks, For the sweet-toothed and the soul-seekers, these dishes are North Africa's edible poetry, waiting to be experienced, one delicious bite at a time. Perched high above a dramatic gorge, the Sidi Machid Bridge in Constantine, Algeria, stands as more than just a feat of engineering. It's an enduring symbol of the city itself, and an absolute must-see for any traveler intrigued by history, architecture, or sheer breathtaking views. Built in 1912, the Sidi Machid Bridge was the highest suspension bridge in the world at its opening, soaring nearly 175 meters above the swirling waters of the Rumel Gorge. This remarkable structure links two sides of Constantine, a city famed for its dizzying cliffs and ancient past. Stretching 164 meters in length, the bridge appears to float effortlessly between the city's rugged rock faces, defying gravity and inviting admiration with its elegant design and enduring strength. Approaching the bridge, there's an undeniable sense of anticipation. The white stone and steel structure frames the sky, its mighty towers echoing the minarets and medieval city walls scattered across Constantine. From here, as you step onto the bridge's narrow footpath, every sense heightens. The wind often whistles through the cables. Your eyes are drawn to a panorama unlike any other in North Africa. The old city hugging the edge of a cliff, domed mosques, and the meandering Rumel River hundreds of feet below. The view from Sidi Machid's span is unforgettable. The natural gorge plunges downward, revealing the dramatic topography that gave Constantine its nickname, the City of Bridges. Below, the tiny shapes of cars and people cross other, older bridges, highlighting just how masterful the feat of constructing the suspension bridge was more than a century ago. For a moment, the scene seems untouched by time, with the city's rich past and dynamic present equally visible. But Sidi Machid isn't just a marvel for its beauty or its engineering. The bridge also holds a special place in the heart of Constantine. For locals, it's a daily passage, students crossing to reach the university, vendors moving between markets, families gathering for evening strolls as the sun sets behind Constantine's ancient skyline. The bridge has witnessed countless moments in the city's story, from ceremonies and festivals to the quiet footsteps of generations. For visitors, crossing the bridge is almost a rite of passage. Some arrive early in the morning, when the mist rises off the river and the city glows with soft golden light. Others wait for sunset, watching as day fades and the first twinkling lights of Constantine come to life. Photographers and romantics alike linger here, capturing memories or simply soaking up the serenity that drifts over the gorge. Yet beyond the physical bridge, the cables, the deck, the lofty towers, there's something intangible. Sidi Machid is a testament to the optimism and vision of the early 20th century. When the bridge was built, it connected neighborhoods and opened new possibilities for commerce, education, and daily life. Its presence proved that even the yawning chasm of the Rumel Gorge could be overcome, that great obstacles could be bridged through ingenuity and determination. A visit to Constantine would be incomplete without standing on the Sidi Machid Bridge, gazing out across the city that seems to cling to the cliffs. It's an invitation to marvel not just at what people can build, but at the natural grandeur that makes Constantine so unique. Whether you come for the thrill of the heights, the historical legacy, or the sheer beauty of the scene, Sidi Machid promises a perspective you won't soon forget, one that spans not just a gorge, but the past and present of this remarkable city. Thank you so much for joining us here on the SangCnd-Travel YouTube channel. We truly appreciate each and every one of you who takes the time to watch our videos, explore new places with us, and share in our adventures from around the world. Your support means the world to us, and we are grateful to have such an amazing community of fellow travelers and explorers. If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to hit the like button below. Every like helps us reach more viewers and inspires us to keep creating new and exciting content just for you. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel too. Subscribing is the best way to stay up to date with all our latest journeys, tips, and travel guides. When you subscribe, you become a part of our travel family and ensure you never miss out on any of our new videos. We're always eager to hear your thoughts and experiences, so feel free to leave a comment and let us know what destination you'd love to see next, or share your favorite travel memories with us. Your feedback guides our next adventures and helps us create content that you love. Thank you once again for watching and supporting SangCnd-Travel. We have so many exciting places to visit and stories to share, and we can't wait to take you along for the ride. Until our next adventure together, keep exploring, stay curious, and remember, the journey is just as important as the destination. Safe travels, and we'll see you in the next video.